Hello, fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle for Sunday, the 16th of January 2022. It's the Observer Day, no Guardian today. Those of you who are not familiar with this channel or with British newspapers, the Guardian does not print on a Sunday, but its sister paper, the Observer, which is also a paper with a long history, great paper, newspaper. Used to weigh a ton. I've no idea what the actual thing looks like nowadays, but it used to be a massive. When I lived in England, it was a massive, great thing. Um, you could read the Observer for the whole week, actually, full of stories and stuff. I've no idea what it looks like now, but anyway. So that's the Sudoku game that we'll be playing today. What's happening in the news? Well, the terrible volcano in Tonga. Uh, the huge volcano which erupted, sending smoke and ash up to 20 kilometers into the sky, and was heard a couple of thousand kilometers away. And at this moment of recording, people are still waiting. A tsunami began, and I think we're still waiting to see where it's going to end up. Tsunamis are, I'm not sure how predictable they are. I guess if you can spot it and if you can measure it, then you get a better idea of how fast and it's moving and stuff like that. But I think everywhere in the Pacific is kind of on warning in case the tsunami has enough power to cause damage by the time it reaches land in places far, far away from where it began. Dreadful. But the news about the people of Tonga is still unknown. The last I heard, and I was listening to this in the middle of the night. Weirdly enough, I didn't sleep very well last night, which is why you might have seen me like your comments in the in the comment section. If you saw a like appear and it's kind of your daytime, well, it was the middle of the night here, but I just wasn't sleeping very well, and I decided to like your comments. What was I saying? Yeah, the latest news is that the satellite link pictures are not very clear, or the data coming back is being very difficult because of the enormous smoke and ash that's been put up and surrounding the area. An unimaginable thing. Well, it's not unimaginable. It happened, but I mean, it's a tragic thing for people living nearby. I'm sure it's very. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of loss from it, and let's hope that this tsunami loses its power by the time it reaches any majorly populated land areas. Okay. So the Observer Sudoku is one that does not give its own ratings. It doesn't blow its own trumpet about how hard or easy it is. And so at this stage in time, I can't tell you if it's an easy game or difficult game. So I shall assume that we have beginners with us because it has the easy label on it. But it could have the expert label on it because the Observer puzzle actually runs the whole gamut. So we have squares across. If you've never played Sudoku before, we have squares across, and there are digits you'll see randomly placed, not randomly really, but they look random, and you'll see columns down with digits placed in the squares, and then you'll notice these outline blocks. Actually, today's Sudoku has numbers are in a kind of shape. They look a bit like the logo for this channel. If you look in the bottom right hand corner, you'll see like the logo that you can click on to subscribe. It has the little question mark monk has its it has the same, almost has the same shape as that. All right, so the numbers are not, they look random, but they're not random. What you'll find is there is only one of a particular digit in a row or a column or a block. There's only 1, 2 in this row, in this column, and in this block, and only 1, 2 is allowed, and that's because we put numbers between 1 and 9 into each of the squares, and we're only allowed 1 per row, column, or block. I hope I explained that well. Probably didn't. I'll put it down to my lack of sleep. I'm also taking a chance here because I haven't had breakfast, which is okay because I'm not hungry, but neither has the cat. And if he suddenly wakes up and gets hungry, you'll probably hear about it. Right then, shall we get on with this Sudoku? Okay, I've seen the first thing. 8 blocks across this row down here, 8 blocks across this row down here, and 8 blocks down there. So we can fit an 8 into that square there. Similarly, 8 blocks down here, up here, and across there. So 8 fits into that square just there. And 8 blocks across this row and this row and up and up. So this is the only square that is not seen by an 8. We use that verb see to see. In other words, you know, intersected by. So an 8 will fit there. And I think we've almost finished the 8, haven't we? Okay, yeah, so 8 across here and 8 blocking here, so 8 goes. Oh no, sorry, we've already got. Ooh, wake up. Sorry, 8 blocking down here, 8 blocking up here. 8 across here and 8 across here. I thought there was only one more to get, and then suddenly I thought, oh no, there's 2. How silly. Right, okay. Nine blocks these 2 squares because we already have a 9 in this row. This 9 blocks this square. We already have a 9 here. Again, I did it again. Oh dear, this is not going to be one of my best days, is it? I'm guiding you onto things that you already know. Right, come on. Let's get focused. By the way, for people new to the channel, obviously you can see that I don't play these games ahead of time, rehearse or anything like that. And also you might like to know some days I'm much better than others. So if this is your first time here and think it's a useless performance, don't worry, some days are much better. 4 blocks across here, right? So 4 is going to be placed in one of these 2 squares. 4 also blocks down here. 4 is in one of these 2 squares here. So the 4 blocks across here, and the 4 which will either appear here or here, will also block these 2 squares across there. So blocking, and a 4 blocking down here. That means this square is the only square where we can put our 4. We don't yet have a 6 in this bottom row. This 6 means we can't put a 6 here. We can't put a 6 in any other cell or square in this particular block. So no 6 is allowed here, here, or here. So this is ruled out. There is also a 6 in this column, so this square is ruled out. So it means that 6 must appear there, like so. Now the 1 blocks down this column, and so there's only 1 square left, so 1 goes there. This 1 blocks across here, and 1 will appear in one of these 2 squares, right? We can't say 1 blocks down here and 1 blocks across here. So 1 is in one of these 2 squares. Whichever square it appears in, it will stop this from being a 1. 1 blocks across here, and then the 1 is here. That's one way of looking at it. Or you could have just said this 1 blocks this square, and we still have only 1 empty square in this row, and the 1 goes there. So you'll very often find, if you're new to Sudoku, hey, I didn't find the number that way, but I still found the number, and yes, you're right. We just need a 5 to finish this row. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goes there, 6, 7, 8, 9, if you want to double check that you haven't got a double or something like that. And in my case today, it's probably a good idea that I do double check. Now for this block, we are missing just 1 digit, and the number is 2. So let's put it in. Right, now 1 blocks across this row, 1 blocks across this row, and 1 blocks up here, so you can fit that 1 there. Four blocks this column and 4 blocks this row, so blocked and blocked, so there's only 1 empty square again. Now there are 2 numbers missing from this column. The missing numbers are 7 and 9. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no 7, we've got 8, no 9. Now if you look, you'll see 2 magic numbers, this one, and that means the 7 intersects this here, so we know the 7's got to be there, and the 9 we don't need to know this, but the 9, it could be an or, right? Or the 9 intersects here and goes here. So whichever way, we only needed one of those numbers to complete the column, but in this case we were supplied with an overabundance of digits. Okay, this row does not have a 2 yet, but this 2 blocks both of these squares, right? Remember, only one digit within a block, so 2 blocks these 2 squares, 2 blocks this square here, and so a 2 will have to fit there. The missing numbers in here are 7 and 5, but we can't tell which is which just yet. We have to come back and deal with that later. Right, the numbers missing from this row I think are 3, 5 and 6, but I'm just going to double check. We've got 1, 2, there's no 3, 4, there's no 5, there's no 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah. 3, 5 and 6 are missing, but if you look at the intersecting columns, and especially this column here, you'll find something interesting. You'll find that we have a 3 and a 6 pointing at this square here. So if it's not 3 and it's not 6, well then it's got to be the third number that was missing from this row, which is 5. So we'll put that in now. Right, let's start looking in other places, I think. Okay, there are 9 blocks up this column, 9 blocks down this column, so blocked, and then there's a 9 blocking this central square here. So we know that 9 goes there, and now 9 blocks up here, 9 blocks across there, so 9 goes there. This row here is lacking a 4. Do you agree? There's no 4. We can't find a 4 anywhere along here. So let's investigate. We've got a 4 blocking this square. We've got a 4 blocking this square, and we've got a 4 blocking this square. So this is the only square that is not seen by a 4. We've got 3 intersecting 4s, and so the 4 has to go there. Let's take that 4, bring it down here, 4 down here, 4 across here. So 4 is in this square here. Now, 5 blocks this square, and this 5 blocks this square. So we know that 5 has to be in one of these 2 squares, right? So that means it's going to block down here. Now this 5 blocking all the way down here, and the 5 that appears here or here blocks down here, means that 5 must be here. Now as I said, you can see this in 2 ways. This 5 blocks these 3 squares, and this 5 blocks this square. So again, whichever way you look at it, a 5 has got to be fitted in there. Now over here, 5 blocks this square, 5 blocks down here, so the 5 goes here. This 2 blocks this square, so 2 goes here, and the last number we need is 7. 7 blocks this row, 7 is down here. I think this is going to be an easy game actually. think so, 6 blocks across this row, so 6 is here. Although with Sudoku, if you are new to the game, you should know that you can never really know that until you're about 90% of the way in. Even if you're 70% in, you could still face real difficulty. 1 block's down here, so the 1 goes there. 3 is the last number we need to complete this block or this row, whichever way you want to look at it. As I say, if you want to count through, make sure you haven't made a mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I am counting, still slightly wary about whether or not I'm going to get this today, even though it's an easy game. If you're not concentrating well, it's very easy to make mistakes in Sudoku. 7 blocks up here, so this is the only square left now. So this was a 7 and 5 missing from here, so now we know that the 7 can't be in that square. We know the 7 must go there, and the 5 is there. We are now 1 empty square in this row, and it's a 3. We don't yet have a 3, so we'll put that in now. So there are 2 missing numbers here. We got 1, 2. There's no 3, is there? But we know already that this 3 that blocks here, this 3 we just put in here blocks this square here, so that's got to be a 3. Or you could just say 3 blocks along here. So again, two methods, same solution, same answer. 3 goes here. So now we're left with 1 digit to place along here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There doesn't appear to be a 6 anywhere. We've got 7, 8, and 9, so it's got to be a 6. The missing numbers here now are 2 and 5. We've got 5 blocking this square, so 5 is in here. 2 is there. 2 blocks up this column. There's 2 blocks up this column. 2 is there. Or you could just count through and find the missing number for that column, the same way that we can do it for this column here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there a 6 anywhere? No. 7, 8, 9, just to double check. So 6 goes there. There's 1 digit missing from this block or this row, whichever way you want to look at it. You'll find the same answer. It's a 6. Now there are 2 numbers missing up here. 1 and 5. We don't have any intersecting numbers, so we don't know which is which. We just have to keep that in mind. That's 1 and 5. And then we'll have a look at over here. Missing numbers are 1, well, we've got 1 blocking 1, 3, don't know, and 7, just 1 blocking digit. Now, actually, when you get to a kind of ending like this, it's useful if you can find 2 digits up here. 2. I thought I'd found 2 8s, but we've already got the 8 placed. 1 2, 1 9, 1 5, 1 4, 1 8, 1 1. Sorry, 1 7. Not so helpful, because usually if you can find 2 numbers in 2 blocks, you'll find the 3rd one, right? But we don't have any, so we're going to have to work our way along then. So what it means is we're going to have to find the 3rd number of 3. You'll see what I mean in a moment, I guess. Right, let's look at this first column here. Now, the missing numbers in these 3 squares are 4, 5, and 6. 4, 5, and 6, right? This is what I mean by 3 numbers. 3, we'll have to check on the 3. 4, 5, and 6 are missing. And if you look here, you'll see 4 and 5, right? Means this must be 6, right? Because we need 4, 5, and 6 for these last remaining places, and so the 6 will have to go there. And now we'll take that 6. The thing you need to do now is, now we do have 2 digits, and we're lacking a 6 over here, but we've got all the intersecting numbers down here, so we know we can find it. 6 blocks across here, 6 blocks across here, so we're limited to the top row, right? 6 blocks up here, and 6 blocks up here, so we know now our 6 will be there. Now we can check these 2 numbers up here. They were 4 and 5. You remember the ones that were intersecting? And no, we don't know anything. So let's check here now, because we put in the 6, so we've limited the number of spaces here. The missing numbers are, we don't have a 2 and we don't have a 3 for these 2 squares. We've got 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 2 and 3 are here, and the 2 clearly blocks that square there. So the 2 goes here and the 3 goes there. Now this 2 means we've got 2 2s here now, so to save time, that's where we should look next. 2 across here, 2 across here, and 2 blocking up here means the 2 goes there. Now we should check out these 2 digits, because we've now limited in scope the size of, or range of, missing numbers, I should say. So we've got missing here now is a 3 and 9. 3 and 9 in these 2 squares. Now we have a blocking 3, so the 3 goes there and the 9 goes there. Do you see how when you've got 2/3 of the block done, 2/3 of the grid done, I should say, the technique for finding the final shoot, 3 blocks in a row is called a shoot, is that you look for the 2 numbers, and if you find 2, you'll find the third one. If not, you need to search you need to find the missing numbers and look for a double intersecting across. That is always the best technique if you get this far in the game. Okay, and right, so now we have the 3 blocking across here and the 3 blocking across here, so the 3 has to fit there now. This 1 blocks this square, so 1 goes there. 7 is the last number we need now for that block or that column. And now this row, we need to fit a 9 to finish the row. Okay, up here now we've got 1, 2, 3, we don't have 4 and we don't have 5. We still don't know which is which though, so we've got to come over this side now. Missing here is a 1. I'm getting a telephone call. 1 blocks up here, 1 blocks across there, so let's put in the 1. It's Sunday, shouldn't be getting telephone calls on a Sunday. I'll answer it in just 1 second. Oh, I think I've got work, emergency work, that's why. Oh, stop ringing me. Right, where am I? I've got to answer this phone call in just 1 second. I'm going to finish this quite quickly, okay? 5 blocks across here, so 5 goes there. 4 is our missing number there. This can't be a 4, that's a 4. And this is a 7. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much. I've got to rush now and answer the phone. See you again later. Bye-bye.